A man died in his office tonight. Kazu, an ordinary salaryman, collapsed at his desk with Hobbes's Leviathan pressed against his heart. But death was not the end. Kazu opened his eyes to darkness and the reek of unwashed bodies and wet fur.
This isn't Tokyo. This isn't an office. Where am I?
Around him, 100 savages squatted in the filth, tearing at raw flesh with their teeth. The only law was the axe. Kazu tried to rise, but his body was weak. This new body, too thin, too soft. He collapsed into the dirt. A shriek cut through the cave. 2 hunters, covered in gore, clawed at the same deer carcass. The fight was savage. No words, only violence.
They'll kill each other over a piece of meat. And I can't even stand.
A stone axe swung, and a body hit the ground. The crowd grunted, but no one moved to stop it.
This is the law. Strength, nothing else. I am going to die here.
The victor dragged the carcass away, and the cave fell back into sullen hunger. Kazu lay in the dark, the reek of blood in his nostrils. As Kazu lay in the filth, a memory surfaced, the words of Thomas Hobbes, branding the state of nature with a phrase that now felt like prophecy.
Life without law is solitary, poor, nasty, brutish, and short. This cave is that world.
A new shriek. 2 more hunters tore at the same animal. The violence was starting again.
A line. A simple line to separate theirs from yours.
He stumbled forward into the firelight, ignoring the stares, and scratched a straight line in the dirt between the 2 hunters. His side, your side. The screaming stopped. A rule had replaced a broken jaw.
His side, your side.
The cave fell silent. The hunters looked at the line, then at each other. No one had ever drawn a line before.
What is this? A stick-drawing weakling telling us what to do.
But the others did not laugh. They stared at the line, and for the first time, a different kind of power flickered in the dark. When 2 hunters again circled the same kill, Kazu held up his hands and introduced a word none of them had ever heard.
Promise. It means I will not take your share if you will not take mine. A bond.
The 2 hunters stared at each other, then at the meat. One grunted and touched his chest, a gesture of binding. They traded, meat for a fur. No axe swung, no blood spilled. The first peaceful exchange the cave had ever seen.
How did you make them stop? They always fight.
They are tired of death. A rule is a weapon that does not kill. It guards without blood.
Mira stayed by his side, her eyes sharp with questions. Others gathered, cautious but curious. A small circle of students formed.
This is weakness. The strong take, the weak serve. Words will not fill an empty belly.
The weak one's way fed us without broken bones. Even an old fool can see the strength in that.
Grom's scowl deepened, but the tribe's murmurs were not on his side. The seed of law had taken root in dark soil. In the days that followed, Kazu knew that promises would not be enough. He needed rules that could not be forgotten, so he found a sharp stone and began carving the cave wall.
Theft, a finger, murder, exile. These marks will speak when I cannot. Let them be law.
But law is only tested when broken. That night, Thorn, the largest brute in the tribe, crept toward the food pile. His hunger outweighed any fear of marks on a wall.
Words are wind. Meat is real. The weakling's rules are for mice, not for Thorn.
By morning, the theft was discovered. Mira traced the grease trail to Thorn's sleeping place. The tribe gathered, uneasy.
You knew the law. Theft costs a finger. That is not my word. It is the wall's word.
You cut my finger, a stick man with no axe. Come and try.
But this was not a duel. Mira stepped forward. Then others, even the elder, nodded. Thorn saw not one enemy, but a tribe that now believed in order. A sharp stone, a heavy weight, a fast descent. The cave echoed with a single crack, and Thorn's finger dropped onto the rock. He howled, but his blood was the ink that signed the law. Grom did not speak. He turned and vanished into the dark, his axe untouched, but his world shaken. The lawgiver had arrived. The days after Thorn's punishment were uneasy. The smell of blood still clung to the stone, and old habits died hard. A new dispute erupted. This time over hunting territory. Two families stood nose to nose at the cave mouth, pointing at the distant hills. Each claimed the same forest. The only thing stopping a fight was fear of the wall.
One man cannot decide every quarrel. The law needs a body, a council to speak for the tribe. From now on, disputes will be heard by a council. Mira, who sees truth, and the elder, who remembers, will sit in judgment with me. And me, I am the strongest hunter. You would let a woman and an old man rule while I am pushed aside. This council is a coward's trick.
Kazu did not flinch. He had expected this. Without a word, he led Mira and the elder to the center of the cave and sat in a circle, drawing a map of the territory in charcoal.
The forest is large. 2 hunters can walk different paths. Let the boundary be the white rock stream. Each family gets one side.
The families grumbled but nodded. No blood, no broken bones. The council had worked.
You think you've won, weakling, but a council without strength is just a circle of fools. The first true test will shatter you, and I will be there.
The tribe was more orderly than it had ever been, but the rift between the lawgiver and the strongest warrior had become a chasm. The seeds of a future storm were sown. The council's first true test arrived within days. A woman came forward. Her store of dried meat had been plundered. The trail led to a young hunter called Tarn.
Tarn. The wall speaks clearly. For theft, a finger. Do you deny taking from her store? Why should he lose a finger for taking what he needed to survive? Your law is a leash for the strong. The law is a shield, Grom, for the weak and the strong alike. If you believe strength should rule, then say it. Let the tribe decide.
A hush fell. Kazu raised his hand, the signal for a vote, a new custom that was beginning fitting Phil as old as the stone around them.
All who believe that every man and woman here stands equal before our law, raise your hand or your stone.
The tribe has spoken. Equality is now carved into the law. Tarn, you will pay the price, but not because you are weak, because you broke the covenant.
You'll regret this day when a real enemy comes, and you have no warrior to protect you. Your words will not stop an axe.
He speaks from pain, not reason. The law must hold, or we return to the darkness. Let him go.
The law stood, but Grom's bitterness now had a following, a handful of warriors who saw equality as their enemy. The council had won a vote, not a war. The drought came without warning. The stream that fed the cave shriveled to a muddy trickle. Thirsty children cried, and old fears stirred.
We must ration water, 1 bowl for each, no matter their strength. That is the law now. The strong need more water to hunt. Your foolish rule will doom us. The old way gives water to the worthy. Then we vote. Every man and woman, put your stone in this bowl for equal shares or in that one for Grom's way.
The voting was silent and solemn. Under the carved code, they filed past, each stone a voice, each life deciding the tribe's fate.
68 for sharing. 32 for the old way. The tribe has spoken. Rationing will begin.
Grom turned his back and walked into the dark. He did not look at the wall of laws. His fists were tighter than any knot.
The law holds. Even the strongest must bend to the will of the many. That is the new way.
My finger bought this law. I will not let them steal it.
The tribe endured the drought through discipline, but Grom's silence was more dangerous than his roars, a storm gathering behind his eyes. Thorn, once the law's first victim, became its strongest enforcer. He stopped a brawl with a single glare and a raised club.
Enough. The wall's words rule here. Quarrel with words, or answer to me.
You wear that missing finger like a badge of honor, Thorn. The tribe sees a guardian now.
High on the ridge, a scout shielded his eyes. A thin column of smoke rose from the far mountains, strange and unwelcome.
That is no hunter's fire. That smoke means many bodies, many weapons, trouble.
The scout tumbled into the cave, breathless. The council listened as he described the distant smoke, the glint of something unnatural.
Smoke can be anything. We will not run from shadows. Focus on what we can control, this cave, this law.
But Grom, standing in the shadows, watched the exchange with a thin smile. He knew what smoke could mean.
I lie to them. Smoke like that is a warning, but I cannot spread fear, not yet.
Beyond the ridges, a world was stirring that cared nothing for charcoal laws, and its voice was bronze. The council convened in heavy silence the next dawn. The scouts' report had spread like frost, and every eye held a question no one wished to voice.
We must send more scouts to the eastern ridge. If that smoke meant a warband, we need to know their numbers and their weapons.
Scouts. More words and creeping. A true warrior sharpens his axe. He does not crawl through the brush like a frightened deer. And what enemy would you swing that axe at? We know nothing. Fear is our foe right now, not some phantom in the hills.
The boy speaks truth, Grom. But I have seen hungry seasons and hungry tribes. A tribe that will not prepare its hunters is a tribe that will feed the crows.
The words hung in the smoky air. Kazu saw the tribe's fragile peace balancing on a blade's edge. To ignore the smoke was folly. To run toward it might invite slaughter.
I cannot let them see my doubt. The elder is right, but to arm now is to admit that laws are not enough.
Grom sensed the hesitation. He rose slowly, letting his stone axe scrape against the rock floor, the sound a challenge older than words.
You want proof of an enemy? Then let me hunt them. I will take my warriors and drag back one of these smoky ghosts by the neck. Then you will see whose way protects the tribe.
Kazu did not answer at once. The smoke on the horizon seemed closer now, and the law he had built inside the cave felt suddenly like a fragile shell. Before the council could speak, the scout burst back through the cave mouth, wild-eyed and gasping. The smoke had a face now.
Bronze, swords that catch the sun, shields like a wall. They fill the eastern pass. 2 dawns and they will be here.
Panic spread like fire through dry grass. Mothers clutched children, warriors grabbed axes, but every face was pale. The chamber erupted in shouts.
Laws cannot stop bronze. Covenants without the sword are but words. I gave them words. Now I must give them swords.
Kazu stood. His voice cut through the din like a blade, silencing the chaos with a single word.
We will fight.
The silence that followed was heavier than the shouting. Grom stared, his scarred face unreadable. Mira tightened her grip on her knife. The elder closed his eyes.
With what? Sticks and stones against bronze? You've led us with words. Lawgiver. Words will not stop a sword.
Then teach us to use what we have. The high ground, the cave, our numbers. If we must fight, then fight together, as one tribe.
Kazu looked at the carved wall, then back at his people. A month ago, he drew a line in the dirt. Now he must draw a line against an army. The age of words was over. The age of blood had begun. Grom slammed his axe into the earth, the thud echoing off stone. He advanced on Kazu, his voice a growl carried through the silent crowd.
I am the strongest. When the bronze comes, only strength will matter. The warriors follow me, not this stick man with his rules. Strength alone is not enough, but I will not command from behind. Let us test this, a mock battle. Your best warriors against mine. The field will decide.
They gathered outside the cave under a gray sky. Grom's fighters brandished heavy clubs and axes, faces eager for violence. Kazu's were fewer, clutching sharpened stakes.
Remember, shoulder to shoulder. Let their charge break against our line. For us together, not alone. A wall of wood is stronger than a dozen wild swings. Huddle together and die together. Break them. Warriors, show them what courage is.
Grom's charge was a storm, but against Kazu's bristling line, it shattered like water on stone. The first wave stumbled, caught on points, and the disciplined thrusts drove them back. Time and again they tried, but the line held. At Kazu's command, it advanced, step by step, until Grom's fighters were hemmed against the cliff, panting and defeated. Grom threw down his club, chest heaving. his scarred face a mask of disbelief. He had lost, not to a stronger arm, but to a smarter mind. Under the cold sun, the tribe looked at Kazu with new eyes. He was still no warrior, but he was their commander. And the war was only 2 dawns away. The tribe worked through the last crimson dusk, raising a wall of sharpened logs and digging hidden pits before the cave mouth. Every hand bled for the cause.
The pits are ready. A bronze fool will not see them until his leg is broken.
But the stores were thin. Kazu ordered strict rations, half portions only, no exceptions. The warriors grumbled, but the law was an iron collar now. Thorn discovered a hunter named Hakon hoarding dried meat in a cleft outside the wall. He dragged him screaming before the council.
The wall says exile for theft. You stole from every child, every warrior. Walk into the dark, Hakon. No fire, no tribe. He is a strong arm. We need every spear, not more of your foolish mercy. Exile is death. Is that your justice?
Justice that starves the tribe is no justice. He chose to weaken us. Now he faces the covenant he broke.
Kazu's hands trembled, but his voice did not. They marched Hakon to the edge of the palisade and thrust him into the night. The gate slammed shut. Grom's followers watched with cold eyes. Their grumbles were a storm waiting. The law had held, but the tribe was a fraying rope. As the first gray light touched the palisade, a brazen horn cried from the eastern pass. The 2 dawns had passed. The enemy was here. A single figure strode from the enemy lines. A tall warrior in a bronze breastplate, his scarred face laced with contempt. The tribe held its breath.
I am Vorik. Lay down your sticks and serve, or die. There is no third path for savages.
Kazu stepped forward, his thin frame a shadow against the bronze giant. His eyes never left the emissaries.
We are no one's servants. This cave has laws, and we will defend them with our blood.
Vorik laughed, a sound like grinding stones. He turned and walked back, his war horn signaling the noose tightening.
They have bronze, but we have a covenant. Each of you is a free soul. Will you fight for that?
A roar erupted from 100 throats. The palisade shook with stamping feet. Sharpened sticks and axes lifted, and fear turned to fire. Grom, for the first time, did not argue. He raised his axe skyward and shouted with the rest. The lawgiver had become their shield. Beyond the gate, the warband advanced, a mass of bronze and fury, their war chants shaking the ground. Kazu took his place at the head of the line, a spear in his hands heavier than all his laws. The test had come. The warband smashed against the palisade. Hidden pits swallowed the first rank. Bronze shields did not save them from broken legs. Grom vaulted over the wall, his axe spinning like a wheel of death. Stone shattered bronze, and bone alike.
Come, bronze dogs, taste my axe.
A blade found his shoulder. The bronze sank deep, and Grom bellowed in agony. Stumbling to a knee, Thorn crashed through the chaos, seized Grom by the furs, and dragged him back through the gate. Kazu held the line, voice raw, spears thrust from the wall, driving back every bronze that tried to climb. The horn blew retreat. The enemy fell back, leaving their dead among the pits. Kazu slumped against a log. The palisade had held, but 3 of his people lay still in the dirt. Thorn pressed cloth to Grom's wound. The big warrior's face was gray, but he still gripped his axe, eyes locked on Kazu.
One more charge like that, and we break. We need a smarter death for them.
Arrows tipped with burning pitch arced across the gray sky. The dry logs of the palisade caught like kindling.
Abandon the wall. Run for the ravine. Let them think we are routed.
The tribe fled into the narrow pass, a false panic in their steps. The enemy horns blared triumph.
They break. No bronze will ever kneel to sticks. After them, leave none alive.
Grom, pale from blood loss, crouched behind a boulder with Thorn. His knuckles were white on the axe handle.
Let them believe they have won. Then they will taste real steel. If this fails, we are dead men in a stone grave. But there is no other path.
The war band flooded into the ravine, bronze shields glinting, their war chants echoing off the walls. They sensed only victory. Kazu raised his spear, the signal. From above, a cascade of rocks and a hail of sharpened stakes crashed down on the trapped enemy. The ambush was sprung. The ravine became a slaughterhouse of bronze and stone. Through the dust and screams, Grom spotted Vorek's bronze helm. With a roar that tore his wound open, he charged.
Vorek, face me. Let us see if your bronze is stronger than my hate.
Their weapons met, but Grom's strength was stolen by his wound. Vorek's sword twisted, and Grom crashed to the earth. A huge shadow lunged. Thorn's club smashed into Vorek's shoulder, sending the bronze warrior staggering.
Up, Grom. The law gave me back my life. Now I will not let you throw yours away.
Together, the two titans of the tribe bore down on Vorek. With a final crash, his sword snapped, and he fell.
Kill me then, savages. I will not grovel for sticks and stones.
A horn sounded, not the enemy's, but their own. The remaining bronze warriors saw their leader fallen and threw down their arms.
We have won, but the hardest law is still ahead. What do we do with a monster who has no remorse?
The ravine fell silent. Vorek, the Bronze Lord, knelt in chains of leather and law. The battle was over, but the trial had just begun. The tribe carried their dead and wounded from the ravine. Mira moved among them, her hands stained with blood. Kazu stood before the gathered tribe, the council at his side. Vorek knelt in chains at the edge of the firelight.
We have paid a bitter price, but you did not break. You proved the covenant is stronger than bronze.
He looked at Vorek, still bound. Many in the crowd demanded blood. Grom's hand tightened on his axe.
The wall demands a trial. Even for him, we are not beasts. We are a people of law.
A murmur of surprise rippled through the crowd. Grom's eyes narrowed, but he did not object.
Then let the council sit. Justice will be done.
Grom, bandaged and pale, met Kazu's gaze. Slowly, he nodded.
Perhaps the law is not weakness. It saved me when Thorn pulled me from death.
The trial was set for the next dawn. The lawgiver had won the war, but the true test of the law was yet to come. At dawn, the council assembled on the stone ledge. The entire tribe pressed close, breath held. Vorek stood before them, still in chains.
He brought fire and death. The law says murder means exile, but for him, only blood will do.
If we kill him, we are no different from the beasts we once were. The wall says exile, even for our enemy.
Today, we choose what this tribe will be. We are not ruled by hate, but by covenant. The law is clear. Exile. Vorek, you are banished from these lands. Walk into the snow. If you return, you die. This is the will of the people.
You should have killed me. This mercy will be your doom.
Thorn pushed him out into the cold. The gate slammed shut. Vorek disappeared into the white waste. The crowd was still. Then Grom, the fiercest warrior, stepped forward and knelt before Kazu, his axe held out.
I was wrong. The law is not weakness. It is the spine we never had. Command me.
One by one, others knelt. Thorn, Mira, the elder. The cave was no longer a den of beasts. It was a nation. In the weeks that followed, the palisade rose stronger than before, rebuilt with the bronze of their defeated enemy. The tribe worked as one, their scars knitting into a fierce unity.
The council is no longer my voice alone. Grom and Thorn will lend their strength to our law. I have swung an axe in anger my whole life. Now I will swing it only in defense of the covenant.
My missing finger is a reminder. I will guard this law with my life.
Mira gathered the young ones before the law wall, her voice patient as she traced the symbols with a stick.
This mark means promise. This one means exile. Remember them, for they will keep you safe.
A permanent guard was formed, their spears tipped with bronze. For the first time, the cave had defenders, not raiders.
The law gave us order. Now it gives us the strength to protect it. Be its sword.
Smoke rose from new forges. Children played without fear, and the law wall glowed under the watch of a sentinel. Kazu stood at the cave mouth, watching his people. They were no longer starving barbarians. They were citizens. The quiet of the settlement allowed reflection. Kazu walked to the ancient wall where his first laws were carved, now covered in many hands. Every symbol told a story of pain and order. But one truth was missing. He raised a sharp stone and began to carve a new line at the bottom of the code.
Each generation must defend this law with its life, or all is lost.
Mira found him there, her footsteps soft. She had seen his new markings.
You have built a nation from nothing. Why do you still look to the horizon?
I look because I know now. Laws are only as strong as the army that defends them.
Mira smiled, a rare softening. She touched his arm and looked at the wall.
Then we will raise that army. Every child learns this before they hunt.
Kazu traced the fresh carving, then looked out at the fires of his people. The legacy was not his, it was theirs. A full cycle of seasons had passed since the first line was drawn. The tribe gathered before the glowing wall, their breath misting in the crisp air.
I once believed strength was a heavy axe, but the law is a shield that protects all, weak and strong alike. I was a fool, and I am proud to stand among you.
Thorn stood sentinel at the entrance, his four-fingered hand resting on a bronze-tipped spear. He smiled, a rare, grim smile. The feast was joyful, but the sentinels never rested. The law had taught them that peace must be guarded as fiercely as it was won.
We have built more than a wall of logs. We have built a wall of trust, one law at a time.
And we will teach it to every child, so that no generation forgets what it cost to carve these words.
Kazu and Grom clasped arms, the former rivals, now the twin pillars of a nation. The feud was a distant memory. As the fires burned low, the children recited the code by heart. The elders wept, remembering the darkness from which they had crawled. The law wall gleamed, each symbol a promise kept, each scar a lesson learned. It was not just stone. It was a covenant, and in the quiet after, Kazu knew they were no longer survivors of darkness. They were the light. Kazu walked the paths of his nation, past forges and smoke, past laughter and song. Every face he saw knew the law. Children paused their games to recite the code, their small voices carrying the weight of stone. A lone sentinel stood on the wall, a bronze spear in his hand. He did not watch for enemies, he watched for the future. Kazu climbed to the cave mouth, where he had once drawn a line in the dirt. Now a kingdom stretched below. The wall of laws gleamed in the dawn. The new line at the bottom was still sharp, still raw. Each generation must defend this. He traced the words with his fingers. The stone was cold, but the covenant was warm. Beyond the palisade, the world was still wild. But here, in this valley, they had forged a civilization from ashes. The sun crested the peaks, and Kazu turned to face it. He had died in a world of books, and been reborn in a world of blood. Now he had built a world of laws. The law was not a wall of stone. It was a fire that each generation must tend, and they would, and the light held,